Hello, welcome to my channel where we will be covering everything you need to know about your TI84 calculator. This video will be the start of a series to teach the absolute basics to anyone who is new to using a TI84. By the end of today, you'll know how to simply use the 4 basic operations, how to type each key, and how to switch between different modes on your calculator. To anyone who is completely new to using a TI84, the first thing to cover is how to use the 4 basic operations. You'll see the 10 numbers in the center of the keypad, and the symbols for division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition on the right-hand side. These work exactly how you expect to do simple calculations. The next point to cover is how to use the second key along with the alpha key to type in new characters. Above each key, you will see blue and green text. To type in these characters, you first either have to select the second key or the alpha key before pressing the desired key. For example, to take the square root of a number, you press the second button and then the x squared button because the blue text above the x squared button is the square root symbol. The second key can also be used for quitting by pressing second, then mode, and for turning off your calculator by pressing second and then on. If you wanted to type the letter N, you would first press the alpha key before pressing the log button because the letter N is in green text above the log button. Going back to using the 4 operations, if you want to use the stored value in a new line, you have to use the answer key above the negative symbol. With the new concept of second and alpha keys, you can learn to use stored values after a calculation. In this example, typing 72 and then the division symbol and then second answer, it will use the stored value of 8 from the previous calculation to do the new calculation. You can keep repeating this with every new answer you get because every new answer will store into the calculator. In this example, typing second answer and then times 3, it will give you 27 since it is using 9 as the most previously stored answer. Moving on to the last thing to cover in this video, let's talk about the different modes you can switch between on your TI84. To do this, press the mode button next to the second button. In this menu, you'll see all sorts of selections you can make, but we'll only focus on a few. For the most part, you'll want to have the leftmost options highlighted, like the float option, which just rounds decimals to the appropriate amount of digits. The ones you'll change the most are radian and degree mode when you're using trig functions. In other high school math classes, you'll switch between function, parametric, polar, and sequence modes. And sometimes you'll switch out of real mode when you're dealing with imaginary numbers. Whenever you want to switch modes, you just scroll down with the arrow keys and over to the selection you want to make. Make sure your cursor is highlighted over the word and press enter. To get off the menu and return to the home screen, just use the second button and press quit, which is the blue lettering above the mode button. So that's it for today's video covering the basics. Next video we'll be covering how to use the y equals tab to graph equations. See you then.